You are listening to the Jive Hive. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. Here's a little handy quick reference guide to get you started. The Jive Hive is a speakeasy that circumvents the laws of prohibition by circumventing the laws of time and space. Money is never exchanged at the Jive Hive. Instead, patrons give their stories on stage in an open mic style reading and receive a specially curated something, could be a drink, could be a literal screwdriver, from the bartender, prepared by the adorable underbar elves. The mysterious and vaguely satanic master owns and operates the Jive Hive, while his butler Chives serves as MC. Scaly Bowles is an anthropomorphic lounge lizard cabaret singer. A flock of ducks lives near the stage. Each episode features a different storyteller. This episode sounds a little different to our standard fare. We recorded this one live with our composer AJ Lineski doing live improvised music over Zoom. I, Kyle, messed up the recording and did not get all the sources, so we had to work around it. This one's on me. This episode features extra special artwork by our friend and colleague, Kate. You can find her work on Instagram at catplanet_art. That's K-A-T planet. Well then, let's get to it.
It's hot, uncharacteristically hot in the boreal forest, especially for this time of year. A lone gunman wanders across the exposed bedrock. His chaps are worn and sun-bleached. All is barren except for the snow-capped mountains in the distance, and the faint drips fallen from the gunman's wound. He's been on the run for several weeks. A successful robbery. An unsuccessful escape. They've chased him north. Far north. He fears his days as the sharpest gunman south of the Arctic Circle are numbered. When he finds an iron door embedded in a slab of bedrock. Episode 6, Tallhoss Fingerbanger.
Oh, look at him dragging himself through. Why, he's tanned like an ankylosaur. Come here, you poor, scaly thing.
Please, is that a duck I smell? Bring it here. I need to consume the flesh of an animal to activate my yogic siddhis and heal these many bullet wounds.
Anything for you, stranger.
He's eating raw. All bitter. Say, where can a lowly trail hand get a stiff drink round these here parts? Well, gunman, we can give you a drink. If you give us your story. On stage. Well, alright then.
to see if he was still alive. If he was quick and slept light,
He'd tumble out of the rattlesnake pit before they made a meal of his exposed arms. Here, friend, I offered. Why don't you rub some coconut on those arms? Them's powerful burn, and my yoga teacher says sunscreen causes cancer. Yeah, friend, he says. That help a righteous much. Oh my Jesus! Use Tallhoss finger banger, robber of the six banks, extinction events, armadillos, quickest shot in the Rio Grande, Sierra Nevada, and Canadian Shield, ain't ya? Aye, and I can put my leg behind my head now, thanks to my yoga teacher Caitlin. Wanna see, I says. Darn tootin'! But first, can you help me out this rattlesnake pit you probably put me in? He says. Okay. Here's how you do it. Visualize it, friend. Imagine you is out of the pit. And you is out the pit. Oh. Also, you gotta go vegan. And buy some sort of, oil. Essential oil, I think it's called. Do that, and you's bound to get out that pit. Someday. Oh, I'm visualizing, but that ain't making the snake slithering down my boot go away. Oh yeah, he say. That's right. Get him, Slithery. And be sure to leave that there gold watch unharmed, though. Whoa, wait a sec. Tell me more about this vegan thing. You got any good recipes? Can I still cook a steak? 'Cause I loves me a steak. He say. If that steak's made out of mushrooms, I say. I'm allergic to mushroom. He say. Then no, I say. Is there a lesser form of vegan? One where I can still eat steak? He say. Not if you want to get out this snake pit, I say. Then, Slithery and pals ate him alive. I went down in the pit, picked up the watch, pounded for a new diffuser. The end.
oh, Slithery is not vegan. The bartender gives you a downward-facing dog.
A gallon?
Now that there's a fine drink, and y'all's fine people. Rattlesnakes are people too, where I come from.
Enchanté. Your tanned hide and exquisite chaps remind me of a certain seductive boa. A boa named Sue. Well, my daddy left home when I was 3 inches long, and he didn't leave much to me. And my mama wasn't there neither, on account of us being snakes with no concept of filial devotion. Just this old synthesizer and a bottle of water stuck to the side of the terrarium. I don't blame him, 'cause, well, like I said, we're snakes with no biological imperatives to parental investment. But the meanest thing he ever did, aside from never teaching me no vocal technique, so I had to talk sing this whole thing and try to avoid my allegedly transatlantic accent for some reason. So I had to talk sing this whole thing before he left. He went and named me Sue. Well, he must have thought that quite a joke, and the brood all laughed as I chewed through my egg yolk, or rather, goopy thin membrane, 'cause boas birth live young. But I feel it's important you non-reptiles get a vivid picture of the scenario I'm trying to convey. But nonetheless, I chewed my way through, and life ain't easy for a boa named Sue. Well, I grew up quick, 'cause my species reaches a yard in length and 30 pounds by 7 months, and it's full grown by 3 years. And I grew up mean on account of fangs and the ability to constrict at least 25 pounds per square inch. My bones got hard. Yes, snakes are vertebrates, you know. My hiss got harsh, and my bite was keen, and I slithered from rock to hide my shame. But I made a vow to the sky so blue that I'd search every pet shop and zoo and kill the serpent who gave me this awful name. Well, I didn't have to look far, with it being mid-July in Death Valley. Only so many porches a guy can slither under. And he slid beneath the saloon. Well, I knew that snake was my own sweet dad. From a worn-out, shed skin that my mother had. He was big and bent, fangless and old. And I looked at him, and my blood turned cold. Well, it always runs cold because I'm a reptile, but you get the metaphor. And I said, my name is Sue. How do you do? Now, you're going to die! Yeah, that's what I told him. Realistically, I mean, we both constrictors live 30 years tops, and he was pushing 28, really. Well, I attempted to constrict him, like good boas do, but I forgot. That old snake was in fact a cold-blooded old snake, and as such, my constriction strategy I used to induce circulatory arrest in mammals would be utterly ineffective against an old snake with a slow metabolic rate. And he went right down, to my surprise. Because I mean, research, friend, research. But I guess correlation doesn't equal strangulation. But he came up with fang and cut off a piece of my scales. But I busted his ass with a board full of nails. I tell ya, I fought tougher men. What? With everyone getting all surly all the time in the old Southwest, and us having to constantly prove ourselves rather than discuss our feelings and reach constructive conclusions. And that would be true in this instance, because the old pod's a bit of a goner. Well, I heard him cuz, and I heard him hiss. He went for his venom, but I bit him. First, he stood there looking at me, and I saw his smile. See, Pa's a little senile at 28. Forgot that as a boa, he doesn't have any venom. And I felt a little bad about hitting him. That's how you say it, hitting. With that nail board. And he said, Boa, this world is rough. And if a reptile's gonna make it, he's gotta be tough. And I knew I wouldn't be there as he slithered along. Yeah, he said, you got the right to kill me, but you ought to thank me for the mouse in your gut. And he tossed me a freshly constricted rat as a peace offering. Realizing that I must have last consumed a meal 3 weeks ago when I snaked my way from Houston to Death Valley because of my slow digestion rate. And giving you the name made you strong, he said. I got all choked up on that mouse, matter of fact. And I came away, as we cowboy snakes say. I come away with a different point of view, which is admittedly still quite limited on account of all snakes have piss poor eyesight, but we make up for it in other ways. And I think about Pa now and then, and if I ever had a son, Boss Sue. I still hate that name.
Well, drinks and dancing and fine people ain't why I come here tonight. I come as a, what's it called? Emissary from Caitlin, my yoga teacher downline. I'd like to talk to y'all as I am involved in an interesting business opportunity and I'm looking for a serious partner to expand the business.
I'm interested. Sure. Tell me more.
I seen your resume, partner, and you seem to be the type of person I'm looking to work with. Now, executive assistant is a powerful, fine way to turn a living.
Yeah, I guess.
Powerful, fine indeed.
Uh-huh.
Let me ask you, is that the kind of life you think you deserve? Well, now that's fine if you're happy and all, but if you wants more how to laugh, well, I think we can do something about that. What do you say? Are you good enough for a better life, partner?
All right. What the hey? Middle management sucks. I'm in. Tell me about this opportunity.
Imagine you could make extra income working only 90 minutes a day, helping people detoxify, clean their sinuses, heal depression, obliterate anxiety, enhancing prosperity and vitality, and slowing the effects of aging, and increase their vitamin D absorption. It's worked for my yoga teacher, Caitlin, and it's worked for me, and it'll work for you too.
Oh, hell yes.
Hold it right there! Thou who's dull as a dishwasher! Thou who couldn't drive a nail through a snowbank! Thou who's crooked as a dog's hind leg! There will be no monetary exchange or agreements of any kind in my hive! I'll not have it! I'll not suffer it! Draw, you cur! Well, if you want to draw against the fastest gun in the Rio Grande, Sierra Nevada, and Canadian Shield, be my guest.
Tumbleweeds blow across the Jive Hive's now cleared floor. It's silent. Dust particles float in the beams from the stage lights. Tallhoss closes his eyes and performs 3 sun salutes, followed by a round of Agni Sara and Bastrika breathing. The master scratches his shriveled right elbow and loads his revolver with his left hand and teeth.
On my count, 5 paces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Tallhoss's mind is clear as he exhales through the left nostril and engages his pelvic sheath. The master needs no preparation. We could linger upon this knife edge between life and death for an eternity, but Jive Hive is produced by Kat Hegberg and Kyle Rebar. Brian Lennon is the narrator.
Live improvised music by AJ Lineski. He streams music improvisations and sometimes video games on Twitch as Shrimp Socks.
The art for this episode is by Kate. You can find her work at @catplanet_art on Instagram. That's cat with a K, planet, like the word planet, @catplanet.
The Jive Hive is
Everywhere you would expect to find a podcast.
Leave us a review, and we might even read it on the show.